Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into something pretty incredible, the technological journey of radiology. Seriously, we're going from a simple blurry shadow discovered more than a century ago, all the way to the super intelligent, high-def imaging tools that are literally changing the face of medicine. Okay, let's get into it.
So it all really boils down to this one simple question. It's a question that doctors have been wrestling with for centuries. How in the world do you see what's going on inside the human body without, cutting it open? This single question, right here, is the engine that has powered every single breakthrough we're about to talk about.
So here's our roadmap. We're going to look at this journey in three huge leaps. First up, the X-ray era. That was our very first glimpse inside. Then we'll jump forward to the digital era, which is where we really learn to see in 3D. And finally, we'll land right where we are today, in the AI era, where images themselves are becoming smart.
All right, our first stop is right at the beginning. We're talking about the discovery of a revolutionary shadow that, and this is no exaggeration, changed absolutely everything. You really have to appreciate the before and after here. Before X-rays, doctors were kind of flying blind. A diagnosis was based on physical exams, a lot of educated guesswork, and sometimes risky exploratory surgery. And then boom, suddenly the X-ray comes along and opens up this non-invasive window into the body. For the very first time, you could see a broken bone or find a swallowed object without making a single cut. It was, for all intents and purposes, a miracle.
But of course, a flat two-dimensional shadow can only tell you so much. The next massive evolution happened when computers got involved, taking us from those flat images to these incredible, dynamic 3D models of our own anatomy.
And the perfect example of this leap is the CT scan. So instead of just one X-ray, the machine takes a whole series of them from all different angles, kind of like taking individual slices of a loaf of bread. Then, a super powerful computer takes over, digitally stacking all those slices back together to create this stunningly detailed 3D image.
And the CT scan? Well, that was just the beginning. This digital breakthrough opened the floodgates for a whole new toolbox. We got 3D and even 4D imaging that let us watch organs move and function in real time. Then came hybrid systems like PET-CT, which are amazing. They fuse the anatomical image with metabolic data. So you don't just see what an organ looks like, you see how it's working. And of course, whole-body MRI gave us this unbelievable power to map out all of the body's soft tissues in insane detail.
Okay, now we're jumping to the third and current revolution, artificial intelligence. AI is now taking all that amazing digital data and making the entire process faster, safer, and just a whole lot smarter. Now, one of the key players here is something you've probably heard of called generative AI. So what is it? Well, put simply, it's AI that can actually create new data. And in radiology, that means it can take a scan that was done with, say, a much lower dose of radiation, so less information, and intelligently reconstruct it into a perfectly clear, high-quality image. It's like an artist who can complete a masterpiece from just a few sketch lines.
And what this all means in the real world is, well, it's a game changer. We're seeing way better diagnostic accuracy because these algorithms can spot tiny patterns in pixels that are basically invisible to the human eye. That AI-driven reconstruction we just talked about, it means we get better pictures with lower radiation and less contrast dye, which is just so much safer for patients. Diagnoses are happening faster, and now we even have multimodal AI that can analyze different kinds of data at the same time, giving doctors this incredibly rich, complete picture of a patient's health.
But look, AI is only half the story, right? To really power this software revolution, you need a hardware revolution to go with it. So let's check out the cutting-edge machines that are pushing the physical limits of what we can see.
Two fantastic examples of this are photon-counting CT and digital SPECT. Think of photon-counting CT like the world's most advanced camera sensor. It literally counts every single photon of light that passes through you, capturing way more data to create these images with just breathtaking detail. And at the same time, digital SPECT is doing the same kind of thing for nuclear medicine. The scans that show how organs are functioning and making those images unbelievably clear.
And what's really cool is that the tech isn't just getting better, it's getting smaller and more mobile. Mobile C-arms can bring real-time X-ray imaging right into the operating room to guide a surgeon's hands. And point-of-care ultrasound. I mean, this is literally a powerful diagnostic tool that can fit in a doctor's pocket, ready to use right at a patient's bedside. It's wild.
So we've seen these incredible leaps in software with AI and in hardware with these new machines. But so what?
What does all of this actually add up to? Let's bring it all home and focus on the most important piece of the puzzle, what all this means for patients.
This is it. This is the why behind everything. Every single innovation, from that first fuzzy X-ray all the way to the smartest AI, it's all pushing toward this one ultimate goal: get patients a faster, more accurate diagnosis and deliver care that is as gentle and minimally invasive as possible.
And this is a field that just never stands still. This quote, I think, really sums up the whole spirit of radiology. The tech and the techniques are evolving so fast that continuous learning